The Belgian biophysicist Robin Bonné is a postdoctoral fellow at Aarhus University, where he researches centimeter-long electroconductive bacteria, known as cable bacteria, in the hopes of gaining insights that will aid the development of more environmentally friendly electronics. Together with the Finnish composer and cellist Otto Nuoranne, he has written the following work, Cable Bacteria.
We're going to travel to an alien place, to a planet around a star somewhere in the cosmos. The planet we're talking about is harsh and violent. It's hard to breathe, and the forces of nature are strong. But wherever you go, the air feels full of electricity. Consider yourself in this ocean of rocks. There are big rocks, small rocks, rocks above you, rocks below you, everywhere you look. Some rocks even have food growing on them. But the only thing that reminds you of what is up and down is a subtle bit of sunlight creeping in through the rocks above you. It is the sunlight of the world at the surface. The outside world, the world full of oxygen. Oh, oxygen. You've been there once, up there at the surface. It must have been ages ago. It was a horrible trip, one of life and death. But the oxygen was just... Wait, did you see that? That rippling on the rocks just left of you? That was someone else passing by. So no, you're not alone here. Everybody here is in the same game, searching for the same food while having such a hard time breathing. Some say there used to be food at the surface, lots of it. In times where you can eat and breathe for free. It must have been amazing. But now we are all facing the same choice. Living all the way up there, breathing freely but almost starving, or down here, choosing to never properly breathe again. All of us are in this. All of us are completely on our own. Unless you slowly turn around and see this immensely long pillar right behind you. The pillar is as skinny as you, but stretches further than you can see, all the way to the surface. It's a bit like a pine tree, but with no end to it, proudly standing up in the sea of rocks. But this is no tree. No. What you see here is just the outside. A jacket which hides a long chain of thousands of your cousins. It is literally a long chain of other ones, standing up vertically in the stone sea. Although you've seen them many times before, they baffle you again with their length and their ingenuity. You see, not everyone decided to stay on their own. Some of us decided to cooperate, to stretch between food and oxygen. It seems like a sacrifice. Most of them don't even know what the sunlight looks like. Most of them don't know how the food at the bottom tastes like. But all of them decided to trust in the process of collaboration. But how they do it, and what happens underneath that huge jacket, you would love to know. There are rumors that they have a whole internal network of fibers, transporting things up and down. Some even say they live off pure energy. Others say they are not collaborating, they are just one. Whatever it may be, my God, they are efficient. If you happen to live right next to one of them, you can say goodbye to your food. They eat for 1,000, sucking up food around them like a vacuum cleaner. Day and night, everyone who is part of this pillar is either eating food, transporting energy, or breathing the tasty air all the way at the surface. And while you stare at them, the idea strikes you again. Maybe I should try to be part of it. How wholesome would it be to live just in the middle of this chain, feeling connected to all the others? Or just seeing how this machinery works and tasting a bit of that energy. Or maybe just as an outsider, maybe you can defend them against others, or bring them some special food, anything in exchange for a bit of that energy. You try to take a deep breath, but the air is so thin. God damn it! Why not today? Why choke in this stone sea if you can try to be part of it? You take a deep breath and step forward. And the closer you get, the more you feel this attraction to it. It feels electric. There's no other way to describe it than feeling literal electricity in the sea of rocks. And you go even closer. And for the first time you can see the structure of its jacket, the wrinkles on top of it. It looks even more like a pine tree now. And you go even closer. You can almost touch it. While holding still, you can hear a buzzing inside the structure. Your hair is standing upright, full of excitement. Or is it the electricity? You feel ready for it. You want to touch it. You take a deep, calming breath and step forward. The world I have been describing is not some alien place. It is our own Earth, but zoomed in on the sand at the coast of the Baltic Sea. And you were a microbe in there, living in the mud, trying your best way to survive. And these pine trees, these pillars, they are called cable bacteria. And they're my favorite microbes. Cable bacteria have been discovered in Aarhus in Denmark 12 years ago and have been astonishing us ever since. You see, these bacteria literally live off energy. They form these long chains, thousands of cells, all on top of each other. 100 times thinner than one of your hairs, but several centimeters long. All the way to stretch between oxygen and their favorite food, stinky sulfite. Collectively, these cells have all they need. But instead of sending nutrients up and down over their bodies, they found something much better, much cooler. They send electrical signals up and down. So the mud of the Baltic Sea is filled with electricity. And I brought some of that mud with me today. In this little bit of mud, there are billions of cable bacteria, or kilometers of biological electrical wires. But these bacteria, they don't just transport electricity in the mud. If you fish out one of them and you connect it to a battery, you can see a current flowing, just like a copper wire. And that made us wonder if these bacteria could be used as an ecological alternative to the polluting wires in our smartphones and laptops. In my 6 years of cable bacteria research, I tested them in different electrical setups. And the results were astonishing. Cable bacteria are strong electricity conductors with conductivity that are very high and electrical properties that are unseen anywhere else in nature. So if you ask me, cable bacteria might be the electrical materials of the future. Not made in a lab, but born as proud pillars in a violent stone landscape we call our Baltic Sea.